It's been quite rainy in LA the past few weeks. Just as we're coming back from Lunar New Year, we're faced with this cold, wet weather. And besides work, there's not much else we can really do. Everything's wet. We just want to stay home. So let's stay home. And let's just relax, listen to the rainfall, and come make some rice. Making rice hasn't always been something that I like to do. I mean, whose favorite activity is it to make rice, right? Back home, when I was in middle school and high school, making rice used to be a chore. It wasn't cool, like being on a sports team. No one at school talked about it. It was only my mom nagging at me to help her wash the veggies and cook rice and also clean up afterwards. What made me want to create this video was actually inspired by a show that my mom and I were watching. It's a Japanese show about a mob boss who's on the run and he's actually hiding in a college student's home. And there was a scene about washing rice. And what the mob boss told the college student was, a big reason with washing rice is to polish each grain of rice against each other, to give every grain of rice a smooth texture. As you can see, at this point I drain the rice and I try to catch any grains that fall out with my hand. Hey, look how pretty they are. And then I try to repeat the wash 1 to 2 more times, making that like 2 to 3 times total. 2 to 3 washes total. I think what really made me think though was, even though there are so many grains of rice in a pot, the mob boss teaches us to take care of each grain by polishing them. And sometimes I can feel like a grain of rice in a sea of other grains, but ultimately I feel quite lonely. I feel bumpy and unseen and unpolished. So to have a hand reach down and polish these grains of rice, I feel like I'm polishing myself. I'm giving myself a helping hand, a little much needed attention and care. After being on my own for 2-3 years, these not so cool activities have become important to me. Making rice has become a sort of meditation for me. Just an activity I can do on my own to clear my head. The act of feeling each grain of rice, using both hands and getting them wet, and being careful not to drop rice down the drain. Just the amount of attention that one has to put into this small activity really helps to just ground me sometimes when I'm feeling really anxious, which I often do. always remember to give yourself some love. Even if you're just a grain of rice. Thank you. See you in the next video.